Hey guys, Kristen, Leake here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share how my first month of no processed sugar has been. For many of you, you have seen my other video where I talked about my addiction to sugar and how I've already given up sugar for about 5 months, and then I kind of fell back into getting into it and doing some more sugar binges again. And finally I was like, oh, what am I doing? I need to stop. Like before, I had enough of feeling out of control, so I've gone back to it. I learned from it, and so I am now 1 month in no processed sugar. And what I think needs to be said before I get started talking about how I feel, my challenges, and how to deal with social environments and what other tips I have to share with you, you need to set your own boundaries, your own rules for this. And just remember, you are learning along the way when you do this. So my experience, and for me personally, I'm giving up sugar because I start getting addictive behaviors to it, to where I start binging. I can't have any sweets without eating it. It doesn't matter how much it is, I will eat all of it, which has been pretty mind-blowing now that I look back to what I've done. That's why I've limited to processed sugar. I still eat coconut sugar, I still will consume agave nectar. I choose not to consume honey because it gives me those binging urges as well. I use coconut nectar and probably some other alternatives that I cannot think of at the moment, but that's pretty much how I do this for myself. I also will eat fruit. And when it comes to things that aren't sweet related, like breads and pastas, I still eat those. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to get hooked on vanilla almond milk. I'm not going to binge on vanilla almond milk. That's not a concern or worry for me. So that's pretty much how I feel about setting boundaries and your own rules when you do this. You kind of just think of your purpose for giving it up, and that's what I did. Now for how I feel. How I feel 1 month in is pretty awesome. I don't get the 3 p.m. slump at work anymore. I don't need any caffeine at 3 to keep me awake at work. In the beginning, I did have cravings. I would say the first 2 weeks were hard. Not as hard as the last time I gave up sugar. I would say the first time I gave up sugar, which I believe started in April, the first 3 weeks were really hard, to the point where I would force myself to go to bed at 8 p.m. because I could not stop thinking about the ice cream that was in my parents' freezer. And mind you, this is when I was living with my parents at the time. So my parents were still eating sweets, and I was mentally exhausted by the end of the day because I knew I couldn't have it. I made a commitment to myself, and yeah, going to bed, fruit couldn't even help. Going to bed was the only thing that would help me get through those first 3 weeks. So it wasn't as difficult the second time around, and it's easier and easier to say no and turn things down the longer I do this. So it's been pretty great. As far as challenges go, I'd say the challenges would be, because it's a holiday season, there's always things at work, really cool treats. We had candy cane popcorn, whatever that is. It looked really good, but I didn't even taste it because I knew, I just know my habits. I know myself. So I haven't tasted anything. I have had some sweets, alternatives with the coconut sugar. There's this really awesome lemon tart that I love, and I've had some ice cream, kind of like paleo type of ice cream, where it's coconut sugar. I think it's almond milk actually that was in there, coconut milk, who cares. Anyway, so those are the challenges I've had. Like I said, not as difficult as before. When it comes to social events, it hasn't been too bad, and I think it's because my friends and family already know that I'm a health nerd, so they expect me to be really picky. My boyfriend expects me to be really picky, and it's just expected of me, not really surprising. But I know, and I've always said this, if not having sugar is going to keep me from having a great experience, or if it's going to make me seem disrespectful because of another culture, or a relative trying to do something nice, and accepting their offering of the family traditional cake from my great-great-great-grandmother's recipe, something like that, like I'm not going to decline it. Like those things mean a lot to me. I'm not quitting sugar because of some type of like health ailment or something serious. It's just a choice to stay in control. And yeah, so I would say those would be the only times in social gatherings where it would be challenging for me to get past it, but I haven't felt any judgment from friends or family. I do remember the very first time I told my coworkers back in April what I was doing. A lot of them were like, "That's impossible," or "How can you do that?" It sparked a lot of conversations, and it didn't really bother me. I don't really care about the judgment of being too extreme or whatever, because I am living life the way I want to live my life. Some tips. Let's go back to what I said earlier. So when you have really bad cravings to where you can't stop thinking about sugar, or you have really bad headaches, just go to bed. That's what I did. I went to bed at 8 p.m. for 3 or 4 days straight because I just couldn't take it mentally. It's exhausting fighting yourself and the mental talk, like the mental battle going back and forth. That really helped me. I also would have like hot cocoa, pretend hot cocoa from my from my protein powder. I have chocolate protein powder, love the bone broth kind, and I would just heat up the water and then just mix it in, and it just took away that sweet need that I needed to have. Also, if you are involving fruit, not many people do, but if you are, like, eat your favorite fruits like for dessert and things like that, and it really helps curb your appetite. And also chewing gum, drinking peppermint tea, peppermint mint, anything with peppermint, spearmint really help get rid of the craving. I'm gonna have a lot more tips and advice in this downloadable PDF, and the link is in the description box if you're interested. You just type in your email address and it's gonna go to your Gmail box or Yahoo box, whatever you use. It will be emailed straight to you, and it's free, and it just shares a lot from my personal experience, just things I think would help you as well. And even if you're not quitting completely, even if you just want to just cut out a bit of sugar as well, that's awesome too. That's a step. And I was thinking about writing a book that goes more into like recipes and like my experience, like what helped me stop binging and other personal things with eating habits and health. I'm not sure if that's of interest. If it is of interest to you, please leave a comment below, let me know, and that will help me gauge whether or not that's something I want to pursue in 2018. So anyways, thanks for watching my video. Awesome seeing you, and I will talk to you in the next video. Have a great day.